Hello and welcome to another episode of the PintSizeAnalyze podcast. In this week's episode, I'm going to be talking about the Seattle Mariners' recent 4-3 week, recent 4-4 stretch over their last 8 games though, because they unfortunately played tonight and unfortunately lost by a score of 9-2 to the Baltimore Orioles. That is the Savant page for that unfortunate game is right here. As you can see, it is now gone final. But I'm going to be talking about Bryan Woo, his first 2 starts of the year. I'm going to be breaking down some stuff plus numbers from the Pitch Profiler and Fangraphs resources. I was going to include maybe some Woo footage, some Fangraphs teams rankings, and then I'm going to talk about the new bat tracking data, which has just gone public, and then I'll talk about some injury updates, and this is kind of the episode for itinerary. So let's get started with the Bryan Woo Savant page breakdown. So obviously there are no percentiles yet or anything like that, but by breakdown, I just mean let's look at what he's using in his arsenal in the early going, what percentage of pitches he's throwing. He's still very much fastball heavy to start. My laptop is struggling. There we go. Okay. Also, I might as well close this tab right now just to save this, save the room, and I'll close that. Okay. So, if we go to the, he's given up a max exit velocity of 102.6, which is crazy. So far, he has a 142 WOBA against, 233 X WOBA against, which is great, 270 X WOBA con, 40% hard hit rate, which is actually interesting because it's up from last year. K rate's been down slightly, walk percentage is down slightly, though that's good. ERA 0.093 is ridiculous, and then a 2.07 xERA. So the peripheral stats have been kind of great so far, except for the hard hit rate being up. But if we go to the pitch usage percentages, so the four-seamer he's using 50.4% of the time so far, sinker 26% of the time, and then the other fourth of the time is where he's mixing in the secondaries. He's throwing at 14 changeups, all to lefties so far, 10 sweepers, majority to righties, and then 9 sliders, majority to lefties. So the go-to breaking ball, it's looking like this year to right-handed hitters is going to be the sweeper, and then the go-to breaking ball to left-handed hitters is going to be the slider or harder cutter. But it's exciting though that that's kind of what he's looking to build on. I hope he is able to build on. If we go to the sweeper, by the way, has looked great. I really like the pitch. It looks like a usable breaking ball against righties. If we go down to the run value, though, already +1 run value on the changeup, +1 on the sinker, and +1 on the fastball. Fastball is like 2.0 per 100. 100 thrown, or 100 thrown to clarify. Sinker 3.4, and then changeup 4.4. Sweeper at 3.9, although it's barely been thrown. And then the slider is actually the only one in negative so far, which is kind of unfortunate, but I still am hoping that he throws it continues throwing it because it's only been 9 pitches. Or he's only thrown it 9 times. I will say with Woo, I think kind of the number one thing that I would have maybe hoped for is that his secondaries had taken a visible jump stuff-wise, and that kind of really hasn't happened, particularly to left-handed hitters, but we'll see. Pitch Profiler right now, Bryan Woo, let's go there. MLB Pitch Profiler. And I'll start with the MLB Pitch Profiler website, but with Woo, the secondaries have not really taken that visible jump forward, but he's still gotten lefties out. I believe he's faced more lefties than righties. Let me see really quick. So he's faced over double the amount. Wait, no, actually, that's just on the pitch usages. Where can I see overall? I know it's on here. That's one thing that I should have been looking for as well. I'll just check the Fangraph splits measure. I think I can find it on Savant. I just don't know exactly where, other than the search feature. But let's go Bryan Woo. Perfect. Here we go. I've been waiting for this for so long. Okay, so Stuff Plus at 104. I'm not really sure why it says 0 percentile, though. Command Plus at 102. Pitching Plus at 106. That's exciting. X-Swift 1 at 101. And then Fastball Velocity sitting at 94.9. Oh, that's another thing. The Fastball Velocity has been kind of great so far. Or not great, but like it's been... Let's see where it was last year. Well, I guess I could just check here. Fastball velo 94.6. Okay, so actually Pitch Profiler has a 0.3 higher. They might have like classified a fastball differently or sinker differently or two. Last year 95.1. Yeah, so nearly the same as it was last year. Velo has been largely fine this year. 61st percentile. What was it last year? 69th percentile. Okay, and it is down slightly. I think it will continue to get up. But yeah, it's something to notice. And it also was partially like there was. I know the velo was really scary when he got removed from the first start, which I'll talk about a little bit. But let's get into the modeling side of Pitch Profiler. Okay, so on the first day, or the first start of the year, which was 5-10. Okay, yeah, just to be correct. So the fastball was at 109. Okay, no, wait. Yeah, the fastball was at 109. The sweeper, it was, I believe, that yellow line is, yes, in fact, the sweeper was at 105. And then right below that, the sinker was at 104. And then the changeup was at 87. That's kind of a yikes. And the slider was really grading out kind of ugly at 73. And then on the next start, the sinker was up to 111. That's really, really interesting. Let's see where the fastball was at 104. Sweeper was at 102. Slider was at 101. Okay, and the changeup really tanked. So, okay, so we've seen kind of an above average Stuff Plus performance wise by both the sinker and by both the slider and the changeup, and then one kind of bad performance by either. Again, he's thrown both by like 15 times, I think, each. So it's 114 and the other 9 or whatever it is. So that's really it feels again unfair to draw conclusions again from that. But let's see overall Stuff Plus on the four seamers 106. Okay. 109 on the sinker, 85 on the changeup is a yikes, 89 on the slider is definitely a yikes. But the sweeper at 103, that's exciting. I'm believing that the sweeper is going to continue to grade out well. It also really depends on like the slider cutter if that gets up. But also it's looking like the sinker is grading out well enough to where like it continues to be a worthwhile weapon in his arsenal. If we go to the metrics though. Let's see. So he's averaging 14.5 inches of IVB from a horizontal slot of about 4.9 feet. It doesn't say that, but I just know that off the top of my head. If we go to the VAA, that's crazy. Okay, so negative 3.5 VAA to start the year on the fastball. That is the vertical approach angle. Negative 3.59 degrees. And last year, Woo was about 4.1. Which is like, that's significantly lower. Well, actually, he would be like 3.8 to 4.1 generally, but it's interesting that he's starting the year at 3.6 because it's gone down like a few more degrees, or actually gone up a few more degrees because it is negative. But yeah, there's like more rise to his fastball, more ride on it. If we go to the sweeper, though, I also appreciate that it says like the gyro cutter right here because it was reclassified. Sweeper is getting positive IVB barely, same as the slider, which is interesting. That's a good trait for both of those pitches to miss bats is positive IVB. Like particularly on the slider, 6 inches on the slider is pretty. That's like really, really, I'd say a good shape. Only like 1.3 inches of break, but I think just give that time, just give the slider more time. Like I think that positive IVB should be a difference maker, and it should miss bats. 104 Stuff Plus this year, 112 last year, so it's kind of interesting that it is down. Fastball spin rate's up, but barely. Could be probably likely just a small sample size thing. 108 pitching plus last year, 106 this year. Command plus 101 last year, 102 this year. Oh, X Swift Plus was at 106, 101 this year though. Yeah, that's another thing. I feel like Woo has been showing strikeout stuff. He's only at a 22% K rate or something like that. But I believe he's been showing adequate strikeout stuff. Let's go to the Fangraphs page though for Woo. Okay. I'm trying to get the pitching leaders. I actually went to his page, pitch modeling. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mariners. Innings. 5. There we go. Okay. Now the one thing I will say, I love Stuff Plus. It's like Fangraph Stuff Plus Saris, like the Stuff Plus OG. But one thing that is kind of annoying about it is that it does not have a distinction between slider and sweeper, which I've talked about before. But so if we go overall Stuff Plus at 105 for Woo, let's see where that kind of ranks in the team. Stanek at 140, that's crazy. But yeah, that ranks 6th. But yeah, it's like kind of been slightly above league average pitch. The sinker, I think that's maybe first in the team. Let's see. Yeah, first by a wide margin. Kirby's is second at 103, but yeah, Woo's is at 123. So Fangraphs, Saris's model really likes his sinker. He thinks that he should definitely keep that around. If we go to the Stuff Plus slider, and this is the aggregate of the sweeper and slider cutter, both, and it is at 113. So again, that's great. It's actually kind of funny that that's the lowest on the team, or like above lowest positive. But wow, Castillo's is at a 74 Stuff Plus. That's on his slider. That's really kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's good though that Woo is at 113, and I would assume that it also means that the Stuff Plus grade on the slider, the true slider, is at least 100. I feel like even if the sleeper's in the 120 range, if it's in like the 92 or 89 range that it was in that one outing, I don't like on the true slider. I don't think it would be anywhere close to 113. So that's good. If we go to the changeup, it's third at 92. Okay. Again, Woo's only thrown like 10 changeups. Bolton is first, 103. Saucedo second, 101. And then Woo at 92. Third, tied with Castillo. I'm not sure why he's third and why Castillo's fourth. It's probably like 92.8 or something and 92.4 or something like that. And then if we go to, so overall Stuff Plus, let's see where he is on the team. So 6th behind, and Tyson Miller is no longer a Mariner. Kind of not surprised that his Arsenal graded out so well. But yeah, so he is 6th on the team in Stuff Plus. Stanek is first at 134. And then if we go to Location Plus, 4th at 105, behind Kirby, Tyson Miller, and Luis Castillo. Wow, that's crazy that Castillo's first in Location Plus in the team. He's like kind of like, I feel like almost completely reinvented himself as a pitcher, because like that's kind of command first. But he's also like a strikeout pitcher. So I don't know if that's completely true. And then if we go to Pitching Plus though, Bryan Woo is 6th at 104, behind Kirby and ahead of Bryce Miller. So let's check this Pitching Bot Stuff Plus, because I don't really, and Pitching Bot is on the 2080 scale. I don't really check Pitching Bot a lot, but it's a good resource, and I feel like I should check it out. So for the fastball, like barely above league average, basically league average, again on the 2080 scale. So 51 is 50's average. Sinker, above league average, just kind of okay though. It's like almost plus. The slider, basically average, fringe average, slightly below. And then the changeup, changeup kind of grades out well. at 56. Bot overall. Oh, wow. Tyson Miller was at 77. That's crazy. He had an 80 grade curveball according to... Wow, that's ridiculous. But let's see. Bot stuff. Okay. At 5th. Or 50. Average. And then bot command. Let's see. Plus command. Wow, that's interesting. And again, Castillo graded with plus command. Wow. Okay, so then bot ERA, let's see. 3.37. Okay, that looks good. And then let's check Bryan Woo's just regular Fangraphs page. So we've got that 0.93 ERA, looking shiny, looking excellent. 2.07 xERA, really, really good. 2.08 FIP, that's insane. 3.67 xFIP. Has not really had a lot of fly balls, so it kind of makes sense why that's that high. 83.3% left on base percentage, but he's like barely let up any base runners in the first place. If we go to the K percentage, only at 22.9%. He was striking out 43% of the batters he faced in the minors, and I think he faced like 40 in AAA, yeah. So this year on the rehab starts, I believe there was 3 of them, yeah. And then only walking 5.7% of the batters he's faced, though. That's really, really great. And he didn't walk a single batter in AAA either. So, like, he's clearly, like, dominant for the level. Had a 0.98 FIP at the level this year, too. Let's see, though. 25-year ERA minus, 54 FIP minus. What about xFIP minus? Let's see, only 94. So far 3.73 Sierra. I remember Woo, after like his first 7 starts last year, or 6 career starts last year, had like a 3.13 Sierra. And yeah, I remember being like, that's crazy, because he had gotten like shelled in his first start too, and all of that. But and we later found out he was tipping, all of that. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy. Barrel percentage, he hasn't given up a single barrel this year either. That's kind of ridiculous. How many batters has he faced? Only 35, but yeah, it's kind of crazy that he hasn't given up a single barrel in 9.2 innings. And I think that only probably bodes well for his season. Only given up the 4 hits, 1 run. That 1 run was earned. 2 walks, 1 walk in the first outing. I believe that was only base runner, and then the 1 walk last outing. 8 total strikeouts. Again, the K percentage is lower. Let's see about the that 102.6 max EV is still ridiculous to me. 10 hard hits though on how many batted ball events? 25. Okay, so yeah, that's not ideal, quite frankly. But yeah, if we go to this, I wanted to talk about the heat map. So, the four-seamer, I was kind of hoping that he would elevate it more this year. It's not really looking like that's the case, but that's okay. Now, the sinker is interesting because he has kind of 2 locations where he's obviously showing an ability to command it, but and you know, that's fine if he likes those low and in, and then out and like up and away kind of. That's fine, but yeah, clearly it's grading out metrically well also, so it looks to be like a fine pitch for him. We can check the data on it. Yeah, 214 xWOBA against, so that's great. The sinker not really being located well. Sweeper kind of has been able to locate it. He's actually been kind of able to locate it on the edges really well. Like he's been kind of front-doing it and back-dooring it to some hitters, which is also exciting. Same as the slider also. I'm not sure if that's like just kind of small sample size like variance, or if he's actually going to be able to like command these breaking balls, the sweeper and the slider, to hitters like on the front and back door. Because if he is, that's really going to be exciting, because he's already stolen like I think 5 or 6 called strikes from it in just the 39 batters faced. So that's something that's that's notable. 26.7% whiff percentage on the fastball. That's not great. It's good though. I think league average whiff percentage on a fastball is like 23% this year, so slightly above league average. 366 xWOBA, 190 WOBA, so clearly getting better results. It'll probably improve, but I think it's going to continue to be like perform like a really good pitch. And it was at 289 last year, 289 x WOBA. The sinker 149, WOBA 214 x WOBA. So even the x WOBA, like even the batted balls against it have not been good. Change up 167 x WOBA, sweeper 6.69 x WOBA, and then slider 0.50. Again, these are just slightly small sample size variants. Like the pitches have looked good, and don't get me wrong, he's not giving up a lot of hard contact on them, but I don't think that's like gonna hold up. At least not at that level, unless he is like DeGrom or something. If we go to the solid contact percentage, so last year was at 6.7%. Wow, that's interesting. This year it's at 12.0. Let's go to the bat tracking. I'm going to talk more about this for the team, but I am really, really excited about the new StatCast bat tracking data. That is something that is very, very exciting, and I have been waiting for a long time. I've known that it was going to come out for a while, like since last season, but I was not sure when. Okay, let's go to actually that now. So if you are unfamiliar, though, because of the Hawkeye technology, and that is the like high-speed cameras in all 30 MLB stadiums and all 30 AAA stadiums now, and some spring training venues, they are able to find the exit velocity, and like the launch angle of swings. They are now able to see the exact swing speed through the new StatCast bat tracking data, as well as the swing length. So I want to get started on that. Let's go to team. We're going to go to Seattle Mariners, and let's just talk about, all of these Mariners bat speeds. Let's look. So 72.5, I believe, is league average bat swing or bat speed. A fast swing is 75 miles an hour and above. League average right there is, 71.5 miles an hour. Okay, or 71.4, something like that. And then a fast swing is 75 miles an hour plus. So something that, and then there's also the squared up to swing percentage right here. Squared up means, a swing squared up rate compares how much exit velocity was attained to how much potential exit velocity was based on bat speed and pitch speed, which is interesting. And Josh Rojas actually has some of the lowest average bat speed at 66.5, which is like low scale for a major leaguer. The like regular scale, most standard deviation, like it falls between 66 and 77. And his is at 66.5, but he's actually been one of the most important contributors for the Mariners this year. And it makes sense when you look at his squared up to contact rate right there, squared up to swing rate. He has an average bat speed of 66.5. Polanco, let's see, is at over like 3 miles an hour faster, 3 miles an hour exactly faster. So that's really, really interesting. And then kind of unsurprisingly, Julio is in first at 76 miles per hour average bat speed. I kind of knew that. I didn't know exactly like where he was, but it's kind of not surprising that he was, in the led the team. Cal also like well above league average bat speed. That's also not surprising. Let's go to like 10 swings though and see where it's at. So Arias, wow, okay, that's kind of interesting. Arias is at 66 miles an hour, but he actually generates a lot of power and has like good bat to ball skills. 68.5, and then Sebi Zavala also at 68.5. Haggerty 70.1. That's kind of surprising. JP, we know he added 2 miles an hour bat speed a few off seasons ago from Driveline. Ty France was at 67 miles an hour. Jeez, that's kind of surprising. So he would have been like probably around in this area last year because he added 3 miles an hour. Garver, slightly below league average. That's kind of not surprising, though. Haniger, slightly above. Canzone, above. That's not surprising. Dylan Moore, I believe, also has like the second or third fastest swing by a Mariner this year. Luke Raley, he also has a lot of power. But yeah, and then Julio first by a whole 2 miles an hour, or 1.7 miles an hour. That's kind of not surprising, though. If we go to the fast swing rate over 75 miles an hour, that is something interesting too. Josh Rojas, I believe, only has had 1 or 2 swings over that this whole season at 0.6%. Even Arias and like Polanco have had fast swings more consistently. Julio at 62.5%. That's kind of crazy. More often than not, he's able to swing the bat faster than 75 miles an hour, which makes sense because his average is 75 or 76. But Canzone, that makes sense as well. But yeah, and again, this is also just all like really, really interesting data. Squared up swing percentage, let's look at that. Josh Rojas, okay, yeah, that's Haggerty, France, Crawford. Okay, Crawford, that's not surprising. Julio down here is kind of unfortunate. I get the sense that if he was 7 or 8% higher, even the offensive numbers would likely be, at least plus 15 or something like that, WRC plus in positive direction. Let's also talk about blast though. A blast is a swing that squares up the ball and does so with a fast swing. So let's go to the glossary article. So a blast in StatCast term is when a batter squares up a ball and does so with the minimum amount of bat speed, and then squared up ball, which we talked about. A squared up swing expresses the relationship between how much exit velocity is possible given the speed of the swing plus the pitch and how much exit velocity was actually realized. It does not have a bat speed minimum requirement. A blast then is a more valuable and rarer kind of swing, taking only the most valuable combinations of hard swings and contact efficiency. Due to the combination of squared up and rate and swing speed, the qualifications for a blast are on a rolling scale based on the interaction of one metric with another. The strict definition is percent squared up times 100 plus bat speed is greater than or equal to 164, but an easier shorthand way to consider it is that the batting average squared up rate and bat speed has to be at least 82 in order to be a blast. Okay, there we go. So I could have just read that last sentence. I apologize though, but Shohei Ohtani counts as a blast because his bat speed was excellent, 82.8, and it was 93% squared up. And then it exceeds the average of 88. And then, but then there was another similarly well squared up because his bat speed was a mere 80 miles an hour, resulting in the average of 81, which does not cross the threshold of 82. Okay, there we go though. So let's look at some of the blast leaders on the team now. So the highest is Canzone. That makes sense. Second is Cal, and third is Julio. That's good. That actually makes sense. So Julio's there. Rayleigh, and then Rojas. That's really, really interesting, though, to me. Rojas occasionally, so does not get a lot of squared up or fast swings, but he has gotten multiple blasts this year and has like one of the highest blast percentage on the team. And then if we go to the number of blasts, let's see. Julio at 44, Cal, Haniger, France, Rojas, Moore, and Garver, Polanco, Rayleigh, Crawford, and then Canzone. I feel like some of those guys will continue to tick up, though, as they get more playing time. And then let's go to the average swing length, which is also new and interesting. So Julio has the longest average swing length in the team. Cal is second. Urias third. It's really, really interesting, too, because it just makes Urias' batted ball skills more impressive because he does have like such good batted ball skills, or bat-to-ball skills, I mean. Canzone, and then JP has one of the shortest in the team. Haggerty, Haniger, that's kind of makes sense though. I feel like I've always kind of known that Haniger has a shorter swing. It's kind of short and compact to the ball, quicker to the ball. But yeah, that's about it for this section. Yeah, so that's going to be it for today's PintSizeAnalyze podcast episode. Thank you all so much for listening. Some exciting news is that I'm now done with high school, so I'm also planning to be recording a lot more and posting a lot more videos, Mariners related, Mariners prospect related, Mariners baseball related in general, professional baseball related. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great afternoon, or evening, morning, whatever, night. Thank you.